I genuinely can't think of another horror slasher based off a book. Like a straight up horror slasher. I had no idea this movie was based off a book series. Like, that's pretty freaking cool. Clown in a Cornfield stars Katie Douglas and is about a fading midwestern town, and Frendo the Clown reemerges as a terrifying Scrooge. From director Eli Craig, the man that brought you Tucker and Dale vs. Evil, which is a movie I enjoy, but I don't love as much as everyone else does. We're talking his brand new movie, Clown in a Cornfield. So I've heard about this movie coming out, but again, I had no idea it was based off a book and a book series. Like, that's just kind of cool. I actually might even try to read this book because it's a horror slasher. Like, that's what this movie really is. And walking into this movie tonight was just kind of like, all right, surprised me because my theater was pretty packed and my theater seemed to really enjoy this movie. I walked out saying, there's going to be a lot of fans of this movie, especially fans of the book, I assume. But in my personal opinion, I had a good enough time. I can see this becoming a franchise. I can see people dressing as Frendo the Clown. I can see what this movie can become, but let's see how this movie does. So, of course, beginning with the positives, Katie Douglas as our final girl in this movie, she was really good. I thought she was excellent in this movie. Her character is a little generic. She's moved to this brand new town. She's the new person. Nobody really knows who she is. But her relationship with her dad in this movie and the actor who plays the dad, they're fantastic. Like, honestly, I really like this character dynamic, and I thought the actors just had really good chemistry. Like, they had a really good cast in this movie. Everyone plays characters you've seen before. The jock, the jerk, the nerd, like the girls that you kind of know. But the movie does a really good job at putting it in a town with a lot of the owners of the town, like Kevin Durand, who I've met before. He's the mayor, and everyone else around him is a lot older and everything, but the kids are a lot Gen Z, so I feel like a lot of today's people who go see this movie are going to really relate to them, and the movie does a good job at like showing the dynamic of being older and younger, and there's actually some quite funny scenes and dialogue that involves that kind of stuff, which was shocking. I didn't know this movie was going to be any type of funny, maybe like a few quips, whatever, because again, it's a clown in a cornfield. But this movie's actually like 60% horror, 40% comedy, and I would say about 30% of the comedy works. Some jokes don't land, but you know, comedy is subjective. But again, I thought all the cast really worked together. I thought the director did a very good job balancing the comedy and the horror elements, because when the movie's a horror movie, it's a horror movie, especially when it comes to its kills. It's a bloody movie, and I appreciate the movie being an R-rated movie. It is bloody, it is gory, there is a few creative kills in this movie, and overall, like, again, as a horror fan, I was watching, I was like, you know, I can see Frendo being a popular character. I don't know, like, the next big clown killer, like, you know, Pennywise or Art the Clown, but I feel like Frendo might have a chance, even though this movie's based off a book, so there already is a fan base, I assume. Now, getting more into, like, my mixed and negatives, I will say that there is a point in this movie it gets extremely better. I feel like anyone who sees this movie knows the moment I'm talking about, because for the most part, it's pretty generic. Like I said, a lot of the characters, story beats, new character in town, the killer, whatever, people getting killed, and something happens. There's a point in this movie, it flips. And I would say from that point onward to the end of the movie, it's actually really good. Like I was like, this is actually pretty creative and cool and a little bit different, more edgy. So there is a point in the movie where like a lot of the stuff you've seen in this movie, you've seen before done better. And my biggest negative, I will say this clearly, I feel like Frendo the Clown, this movie goes for like a type of reveal at the end of the movie, and I thought the actual reveal wasn't needed, especially for what Frendo is doing and why this person is doing this thing. And I kind of feel like the movie didn't need to be like Scream or like Thanksgiving where it needed a reveal. Like, honestly, I would have been fine with Frendo being kind of mysterious Art the Clown. Like, I honestly prefer that. And I feel like the whole like reveal was just kind of like, okay, yeah. And then I was like, that's your reasoning? And like, this is why there's a clown in the cornfield and that kind of stuff. So I just feel like the actual reveal itself wasn't needed, but I don't know. I want to know people's opinion on that. Was it the same thing in the book? I really want to know that too, if whoever's read the book. But again, for the most part, I had fun with the movie. I mean, I would probably watch it again, but it's not a movie like I'm dying to see again. I can totally say like there probably will be a sequel. This movie does like leave a few questions. I'm like, so I guess you just assume there's going to be a sequel, which again, I know there's like a book series. But again, I thought for a first movie, I thought the director did a good job balancing comedy and horror, way better than Tucker and Dale in my opinion. I thought the movie had creative kills. All the actors did a good job, especially the main girl and her dad. I thought it was a fun time. I think a lot of horror fans are going to enjoy this one. I'm going to give Clown in a Cornfield a B-. So now my only question is to the book readers. If you've read the book, is it worth it? Because, like, a horror slasher in a book, like, sure, I love horror movies. I've read a few horror books in my life. I've read it. I've read that entire freaking Bible before. So I would totally read this book, especially if it's, like, anything like the movie. I'd be like, that'd be cool to read. I don't know, it's just a horror slasher in a book version. Like, it's very different. But anyway, guys, I'm going to go graduate tomorrow. So you guys have a great weekend, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye, everybody.